Thanks for coming back. And Carrie, I shouldn't disclose my bias, but the truth is that the greatest high school theater department in the world is right here at Kingwood High School. Amazing productions, amazing theater director, and we're just thrilled to have a couple of our theater students and our theater director with us. And by way of setting it up, what I really want to highlight for everyone is beyond all of the unbelievable productions that come out of the Kingwood High School theater department, a class has begun at Kingwood High School in integrated theater. And so that's where many of our theater students and many of our special needs students come together and study and perform. And I just think that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So meet Mr. Frank Chuter, who is our theater teacher, theater director at Kingwood High School. Mr. Chuter, it's great to see you.
Yes, as always, absolutely. I enjoy seeing you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And we've got Kaiatlyn Horn, who is one of our theater students, and Clouse. And Connor, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome, sir.
Excellent. Now, Mr. Chuter, tell us about integrated theater and what that's about and what you guys are up to.
Well, it was in existence prior to me coming to Kingwood High School. And so when I came in, I was deathly afraid, had no idea, had never worked with special needs students before. And then I had the opportunity to become a part of the class, and I tell you, it's one of my highlights of the day. There's no doubt, because no 2 days are the same. And so the class has students from both the life skills and the applied skills department of the special education department, as well as some of our regular ed theater students that are a part of the class. And the goal really in the class is to develop the social skills and the interaction between both our special needs students and our regular education students. And I think that's one of the things that Kingwood High School as a whole does very, very well. We have fantastic programs there. And so the students who are interested in taking the class are arted into that class, and then some of the regular education theater students that are interested in taking the class come and have conversation with me. They have to have taken a theater class before in order to be able to be in that class. And they just work side by side with the kids. And
this is kind of a production class?
Absolutely. We do multiple productions throughout the year. Most recently, we did a production called Flat Stanley Jr. It was a musical starring Mr. Clouse.
Wow. Congratulations.
So it's a fantastic experience. About 2 years ago, we decided to start doing a production on our main stage for our entire student body. And so it's turned out to be pretty successful the last 2 years.
Awesome.
That's great. Kaiatlyn, so tell me, when you're signing up for your classes, what made you choose taking theater production?
Well, I took it last year, and
so this is your second year in the class?
Yes, my second year.
Okay, that speaks volumes.
Yeah. And when I had heard about it from one of my mom's friends, one of the other students who was in it last year. Their mom had told my mom about it, and I just thought it sounded like a really awesome opportunity, because that's not something you really get to do a lot in the normal school day unless you put yourself in those positions. So I just thought it'd be a really awesome opportunity to do something different. And
that's great.
And you loved it enough to come back the second time
It's an awesome class.
Great.
Now, speaking of something different, so Flat Stanley the musical. Gosh, that sounds like it's fun. Connor, what part did you play?
I played Flat Stanley. I like it when everyone was clapping and cheering for me when I sing, act, and dance.
Well, I bet that's because you're a really good singer, dancer, and actor.
Thanks. I just memorized every line.
And
Excellent.
That's not easy to do, is it?
No, it's not, but I did it though.
Congratulations on doing that.
And it sounds like you did it well.
Thanks. Everyone could hear me, and I was loud enough. So that way the audience can hear me back there.
All the way in the back.
All the way in the back.
Wow.
And that's important for any theater student, to be able to project their voice in the back. That's a hard skill to hone in on.
Yeah, it is, but I had a mic, so that way everyone can hear me.
That's right, you sure did. Wore a microphone, and as well as the other students, and anytime we had a solo and it was just Connor singing, everybody thoroughly enjoyed them.
Well, Connor, I have to tell you, my son's a sophomore at Kingwood High School, and he came home from school that day. He was lucky enough to be able to see the play, and he said it was awesome. So coming from one of your fellow students at Kingwood High School, he gave you guys a big thumbs up. So well done.
Very good.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thanks. And Mr. Chuter, this may be hard to respond to, but I really am interested in your insight. So you work with the class throughout the year, and as that year progresses and it comes to a close, as it recently did, talk to us a little bit about your observations of how students grow through that experience.
I tell you, on both ends of the spectrum, both of our students from the special needs, special education department and our regular education students, I don't know, I can't tell you who gets more out of it. It may be me, I don't know. You know, this past year, there were students that just flat out refused to come to class, you know, and eventually got on stage and performed in front of 600 people. Wow. And so the growth that's made in that classroom, I would say rivals the growth that's in any other classroom. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I am a facilitator in this classroom. The students like Kaiatlyn are the ones that really and truly lead the classroom. You know, Kaiatlyn is working side by side with another student. You know, Connor is working side by side with another student. Connor, to be very honest with you, is very self-sufficient and doesn't need a whole lot of assistance. But he takes the blocking very well and blocking the stage direction and does excellent work. But it really is the students in the class that make the class. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I have to share a personal story with Mr. Chuter. A very dear friend of mine who has been a teacher in this district for a while and who has stepped aside actually had the opportunity recently to sub in your class and called me after she left and said it was bar none the most rewarding experience that she has had teaching in a long time. And she said she wishes that every teacher could experience what happens in your class because it's truly phenomenal. So hats off to you guys. Obviously you're making a difference. And ultimately that's what our teachers, we really hope that they do, guys, make a difference in the lives of our students. And that's happening at Kingwood High School under your tutelage. So thank you guys very much. I'd love to stay and hear more about it, but they're waving us on, Guy.
I know, I try to ignore him. I really do try to ignore him, but ultimately I can't. Thank you all so much. You know, honestly, I'll disclose my bias one more time. Just amazing, amazing things happen at Kingwood High School, and they emanate from our theater department. So, Mr. Chuter, thank you very much. And Kaiatlyn and Connor, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome, sir.
Everyone, when you see something advertised about a production showing at Kingwood High School, go out of your way to see it. I promise you, you will be thrilled with what you see. You all stay with us. We're going to come right back, and Carrie and I is going to have a great segment to share with you.